What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react to this video where Europeans are answering a question. Would you travel to the United States? So, as an American, I'm actually kind of nervous to see this. I know that right now, more than ever, maybe, people around the world are really not happy with the United States. But I do think that it's very, very important for us Americans to hear what people have to say about the United States and how people feel about us. I think that's very, very valuable and important for Americans to hear opinions from people all over the world, outside perspectives on the United States. So, with that being said, let's take a look.
So what's the perception over in Europe, like in England and the Netherlands, about travel to the US right now? Do you feel like your friends and family feel comfortable traveling there?
No, nobody I know back in England or here would go to the US at the moment, not with all the news we're getting of people being, refused entry and sent back to where they came from.
Wow.
Put in jail. No.
Wow. Oh my God. That was so quick. That was instantaneous. Immediately, her reaction to this question. She didn't even have to think about it. She's like, no way. That right there tells me so much. That a lot of Europeans, like, completely have your mind made up about the United States. You don't even have to think about it. Like, you would not even consider traveling here. And, She honestly named a couple of very legitimate reasons. Like, I get it.
Yeah, I feel the same way, yeah.
Yeah. What would you say the biggest fear is about going to the US?
I don't know, really.
Well, being thrown in jail for a minor offence, basically.
I suppose, yeah.
Also, we don't necessarily agree with everything that your president does, so, we don't.
Oh, that's very interesting to me. I understand the political point of view. Like, if you don't like the United States government, if you don't agree with Donald Trump, or you don't like the US tariffs and trade wars, and I get that. If you're just upset with the United States and you don't want to come here. I also understand we're having a lot of scrutiny at our border, our customs. Like, when people from other countries travel into the United States, when you arrive here, there's a lot more scrutiny. Like, you might actually be turned away for things that used to be fine. They might want to search your cell phone for things. I've heard stories about that, and I completely understand why people wouldn't want to go through that or risk being turned away at the border and sent home. Now, this other point where she's worried about being thrown in jail for a minor offense, I personally haven't heard much about that. Now, I've heard a lot about immigrants, specifically illegal immigrants, who are obviously being detained and deported, like, at an unprecedented rate, and a lot of them are being treated very, very poorly. But I would like to think if you travel to the United States legally, if you're just visiting and you do everything properly, I don't think you have there's any concern of being, like, just arrested and put in jail unless you commit, like, a major crime or something. But I don't know, maybe there's stories or news reports that I haven't heard about, but that's what I would think.
Donald Trump. I don't like that.
Oh, you don't like Donald Trump?
No.
Have you?
See, this, I get it. Here in the United States, this is like a split debate on Donald Trump. Obviously, he was ultimately elected to be the president of the United States. So there's a lot of Americans who wanted that in order for that to happen. At this point, like now that we're almost a year into his presidency, I would think more Americans than not are not happy with a lot of the decision making that he's made. And obviously, it's from these interviews already, you can tell that the sentiment is very anti Donald Trump.
Ever traveled to the U.S.?
No. But when I see him, he is so the boss. I don't like people that are they thinking from I decide what's going to happen.
Yeah, he's very.
This one's okay. Like I don't feel like this is more of an emotional sort of response. I totally understand not wanting to travel to a country where you don't like their leader, you don't like the government. Sure, and you can criticize it all you want. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. In a lot of cases, completely valid. But she actually said that she's never even traveled to the United States. That, to me, I kind of think you should hold back complete judgment and criticism of a country that you've never actually been to. Like, I've never been into another country, so I have the self-awareness to know I can read things in the news, I can look at articles, I can look at videos, but you can never actually truly understand what's going on somewhere unless you go there and really live there for some amount of time. So this is very interesting. Obviously, you are totally entitled to your opinion, regardless of if you have actually traveled there or not. But it's interesting to me that people have such strong opinions of the United States who actually have never traveled here before.
Have you ever been to the U.S.?
Yes,
Yeah.
I don't like the US.
You don't?
I don't.
What don't you like about it?
I will
Oh, no. Okay, perfect. So this is somebody who has been to the United States and they are just flat out saying they don't like it. Is there going to be a single European today that is going to say they like the United States? Does anybody like us at this point?
New York, and
New York.
I got robbed from my laptop and my camera, and I'm a photographer, so all my art was on there. So that was very
Oh my gosh.
sad, yes.
That's like.
That is so bad. Now, the United States is a big place. I think a lot of people, when they think of the United States, think of New York or Los Angeles, but that's kind of like saying that the entire UK is just London. There's a lot of other places, and for the United States in particular, there's a lot more to it than New York. New York is kind of known for having a little higher crime. The people are a little rougher around the edges. It's like our biggest city, and in cities, this kind of stuff happens, but that's so freaking bad. I'm actually not that surprised that her computer and her camera got stolen. Unfortunately, in a lot of parts of America, we're just not a very high trust society. Unfortunately, you can't leave your purse at a table and walk away and go to the bathroom. You can't leave your laptop and your camera unattended in New York City. Because it will get stolen, and it did. And it's really sad to admit, but that is the reality.
Like my worst nightmare because I also am
Yes,
photographer. Well, sort of.
yes, it was my worst nightmare. So
Oh my
I never
gosh.
want to go back again.
That sucks. Well, that is a very, very good, honest reason why someone would not like the United States. Like, you travel here, and you immediately have one of the worst experiences of your life. That makes complete sense.
So you're saying that you've been to New York before, but
New York! There's more to America than New York. I feel like everybody just goes to New York.
You wouldn't go.
The scary thing for me, that Trump, he really thinks he's standing above the law. And one of the most innocent things which is wrong is like when for instance, German tourists, they flew to America. And this was a group of like 6 people, and 4 of them were refused access to the States. They need to fly back to Germany. And they landed already in North America. They need to go back. So all
I
6
didn't
of
even
them
hear
went
about
back.
that. Yeah, I heard about the German.
That sucks. That sucks. And especially more recently now, honestly, there are now like very clear examples of Donald Trump making it very clear that he thinks he's above the US law. I mean, a while back, Donald Trump was talking about running for a 3rd term as a president, which is against the Constitution. And I don't care if it's supposed to be a joke. It's probably not a joke. Maybe it's supposed to sound like a joke, but it's not funny. I don't like that at all. And I think this guy actually has a valid point there. And he has credit to you Europeans. You're coming with specific examples, which is exactly what I was hoping for. Specific examples why you don't like the United States. There was 6 Germans, 4 of them landed in the United States and were turned away. I don't know why. I can't imagine. If you're just visiting the United States, I don't know why you'd be turned away. I don't know why. It seems like under the new administration, the U.S. border is cracking down on visitors, which is really, really stupid because we need tourists and visitors now more than ever. People don't want to visit the United States. We're getting less and less visitors, and we're being more unwelcoming. Of course people don't want to come here. You don't even feel welcome. You feel like you're going to get turned away, or you might, even the threat, even the possibility of getting turned away is enough for people to not even try, right?
German tourists in Hawaii, the 2 girls.
Yeah.
This is a different tourist, a
And
group.
it can be related to the GLTB community, but we don't know,
Yeah.
They might be tracking like their profile and see what they posted or what they liked or not.
That's horrible. So they don't actually know. Did they I do believe that the United States can deport people or turn them away without any reason, which is ridiculous. You don't even know the reason. And yes, I have heard that they're looking at like, if you travel to the US, sometimes they'll search your phone or look at what you've posted to see if there's any anti-America stuff. It's like, that is so against what America is supposed to stand for. We are so proud of our free speech and the right for everyone to express their thoughts and opinions, and that includes criticism. Criticism of the United States is actually very, very important, and we should actually encourage it because it makes you better when you pay attention to stuff like that. So the fact that we're actively discouraging that and turning people away because of the things they might have said, that America isn't perfect, is insane and a terrible precedent.
Can I ask where you're traveling?
Okay, good.
Sure. Where are you going?
So I'm going to Salt Lake City.
Where are you from?
I'm from Germany.
Oh.
So I'm changing here actually.
He's going to Salt Lake City. He's going to the United States. This German guy is going to the United States. Finally, somebody who's going. I can't believe it.
Okay. What brings you to Salt Lake City?
I'm actually there for a business trip. So there's an ophthalmology congress, so for eye care providers. And yeah, I'm just working in this business. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's for business. That's probably one of the only things keeping Europeans coming to the United States. Business-related stuff. It's not because he wants to come. Oh my God, I was getting excited. I thought there was some European who was interested in giving the U.S. a chance, but no, it's for business.
Hey, how do you feel about traveling to the U.S. right now? Are you nervous at all for the headlines?
I mean, you think about it, but I'm not actually too concerned because I'm having a lot of colleagues and yeah, who were traveling there and or who live there, and for so far it was nothing special compared to the recent years, I would say.
Okay.
That's good to hear. I do feel like, and again, I don't know for sure. I'm an American. I live here. I don't travel in and out. I don't know what the border situation is really like. I don't know what it's like to travel here as someone from another country. But I would expect for most people coming to the United States, nothing is really going to happen. And again, it is in our interest to make sure people can still travel and enjoy the United States because the United States makes money when people come here and travel around and spend money. So tourism benefits us. So we have a big incentive to make sure people can still do it. It's not like everybody is getting turned away, but it's good to hear that he thinks it's not a big deal. It's just like, yeah, you come to the U.S., you do what you got to do, and it's not that crazy. I think it's just these stories that are kind of outliers that get a lot of attention because even though they're not totally common, just the fact that this kind of bad stuff happens at all and more frequently in the US than other countries is enough to really turn a lot of people off. And I totally understand that.
What's your name?
Anna.
Anna, and where are you headed to?
St. John's, Newfoundland.
Oh, East Nova Scotia.
Just past Nova Scotia.
Is that where you're from?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
What brought you over to Europe?
My husband's from Germany, so we're visiting his family. And then we came to Amsterdam to see Aurora last night at a concert.
Oh, very fun.
Okay.
So I'm curious, what is like the temperature right now in Canada as far as visiting the U.S.?
Oh, God, this is bad. This is going to be bad. Canada, in particular, has been the target of a lot of tariff threats, tariff policies that are now in effect, annexation threats to take over Canada and make it the 51st states. Canada, in particular, is not happy with America. I know that.
Are many of your friends still traveling?
No.
No?
I wouldn't go to the U.S.
Why not?
Trump.
Okay, short and sweet.
Yeah, short and sweet.
What are some of the concerns that people like are most?
I get it. And it seems like at the end of the day, if you really just boil it down, most people in these conversations have it all boils down to one thing, and it's Donald Trump. Like, let's be totally honest. It's the American government right now. And the policies and things that we're doing, the way that we're going about the trade and the tariffs. And honestly, it's just as simple as a lot of people around the world don't like Donald Trump. And he's currently the president of the United States. And and genuinely, there's a lot of crazy stuff happening here in the United States. I mean, even just now, like recently, there's been like 3 mass shootings around the United States. I think this year there's been over 200 mass shootings in the United States. Assassination of Charlie Kirk. Like, there's a lot of crazy stuff happening in the United States. And seeing Europeans sort of react and give their opinion on the US definitely makes me stop and really think about America. Because when you're living here, when you are American and you're living here, it's all like kind of normal. Unfortunately, it's become kind of normal for all this crazy stuff and our way of life. And this is a good reminder that a lot of people outside of the U.S. think it's kind of crazy and not normal and aren't comfortable with it and don't like it and don't want to travel here. And I think it's really important for Americans to know that. So I'm actually really glad I took some time to listen to this today, because I think this was very valuable. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment with your thoughts on the United States, especially if you're European. Hearing your thoughts on whether you would travel to the United States or not, that'd be cool to hear about. And if you're interested in more videos like this, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.